Welcome to episode 4, Trapped in the Dungeon. Ugh,
Back at
it's
it
a late
again.
night. Whew, back at it. Um, Welcome everybody. Welcome, episode 4. If you've been following the series, the podcast. Last episode we talked about some spicy shit, so if you ain't seen that, go check that one on out.
Yeah, mostly
Um,
D&D OGL stuff. Because that's what's
yeah,
going on.
yeah, and there we got a bit of a continuation with the saga.
Yeah, a little
Uh,
bit.
yeah, yeah.
Pretty much so when we recorded the last episode, the D&D hadn't actually said anything yet or said like their side of it. And they did like a day or two after we recorded. And wasn't that great. I mean, when I first read I thought it was all right. But as I started
Mhm.
watching like other people talk about it and kind of explain it more, it wasn't that great. And then there were some more leaks, potential leaks, I would say. They haven't been substantiated or confirmed, but are possible that are not looking good.
Yeah.
I think you said you hadn't read it. You just saw that they.
Yeah, I was scrolling through our Twitter, which, by the way, follow us on there, Bearded Buddies One. Follow that shit.
It's in the description.
Yeah, it'll be in the description. And I kind of saw previously on YouTube, just going through. I think it was Crit Crab that said it, where he was pretty much like, "Yeah, they threw up on their Twitter. We'll be announcing like something soon about it."
Mm.
And
Well, yeah,
I
that
don't remember how long
they had, I think
ago.
they had said that by the time we recorded, but they hadn't actually. It wasn't until like the following day that they actually put out their statement on D&D Beyond.
Yeah. Which, as of recording this episode, the license update that they put out on their Twitter was 6 days ago, apparently. That's
Well,
what it's looking like. Yeah.
well, that's when it was. It was all leaked. They haven't
Oh wait,
actually.
no, that's
They
yeah,
never.
that's from the.
They never changed it yet. It's still. They haven't changed it yet.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I was looking at the wrong one. So yeah, here it is. This came out like a day ago, called "A Working Conversation About the Open Game License." So I haven't really read any of it, or watched anybody talk about the recent things that they are doing.
No, but I
Um,
mean, I did explain a lot of it. With I have extensiveness, which I still have them up on my screen up here, of from last week, where it kind of covered the majority of it. Um, but the new stuff. So basically, their response to the whole thing was, uh, they were claiming that this was a not what they were going to officially update it to. They were just putting it out there to their partners to see what they thought about it to get their feedback. Which we there's been a lot of people saying that no, that's not what it was. They're just trying to kind of cover their ass on that and say that they were just getting feedback, which is they heard loud and clear. They say, um,
oh, I'm sure.
yeah, um, that they're gonna update it and change it now. It's still gonna they're still gonna update the OGL this year at some
Yeah.
point, but they're changing how they update it. Like they're not gonna have a what was it, like a license fee. That what it was. Yeah, royalty. They're not gonna have a royalty clause. There's gonna be no royalty clause in it, and they're gonna take out the part about them being able, or they're gonna change the wording and to about them being able to use other people's things, like the stuff that they put, because
Uh,
what the original leak was that anything you make under the open game license, they can use and do whatever they want with it. That's basically
yeah.
how it was worded. They claim that that's not what they intended, because and it's none of the videos I watched mention this, but their statement mentioned that people were saying, telling them that that's just an excuse for them to steal people's shit
Yeah.
and like put it in their own books and stuff. Which I never really heard anyone complain about that being a thing, and I didn't see anybody say anything about that with the when the OGO got leaked.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I could definitely see that being a worry, and how they're going to reword it so that way there's no misunderstanding. It's all about them just having like protecting their copyright and stuff, and they were claiming this was the weird thing. They said they part of it was to make sure of the OGL update was to make sure that D&D can't be used by other people in like harmful or uh like they didn't say it specifically like race like in like racist and like not proper ways and type of stuff, something like that, something weird like that. It was a weird, yeah. I was kind of out of there, or hateful ways and stuff like that. So okay, whatever. And that yeah, that they're going to take out the royalty clause and change that to make it more what they meant, whatever that means. And but they're still going to update it later this year at some point.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, because which they've have changed OGL in the past, but barely. Not no one not really knows nothing as big as what the leak was.
Right.
Um. So yeah. So we'll see in the future how that is. And but yeah, the big thing is that nobody believes that they said that this was just to get feedback on it. That that's what it was going to be, and they were going to try and do it like without anybody noticing. Um,
Yeah.
but there were
Yeah.
some other like another leak that happened that
Yes.
related to D&D Beyond. The it's weird. Apparently, they're going to change the subscription how because you could have there's a subscription service for D&D Beyond that gives
Yeah.
you access to, like other features and certain things and all that. Well, there's going to be a new allegedly, which none of this was confirmed like the other stuff was, that they're going to be a multi-tier subscription service where there's different tiers to it, and the only tier that will let you have full access to the all the homebrew stuff on D&D Beyond is going to be the most expensive tier at $30 a month.
$30 a
Yeah,
month.
yeah,
Holy sh-
yeah. Somebody,
That's more expensive than going out and just getting the fucking book
well,
itself.
literally somebody, and I don't know if it gives you access to all the books or not,
That's
but
fucking
somebody
insane.
I watched did the math and they're like, if you were to buy all the books that came out this past year, you would save versus having that subscription tier for a year, you would save like $100 if you just bought all the
Yeah.
physical books. And so,
That's
but
a
again, that hasn't like actually been confirmed or anything like that. That was that was just somebody. I don't really know the details of how that where that leak came from. But
yeah.
yeah, and there was a couple other things with it, some other changes to D&D Beyond that was the big one everyone was talking about was the subscription. And so because of that, on top of all the OGL stuff, apparently people have been canceling their D&D subscriptions by like the thousands of people. Like everyone's just canceling their D&D
Yeah.
subscription, and like
It's
it's a pretty significant amount of people. Like so much
yeah,
money
but
that they're losing.
yeah. I think it was I think it might have been Crit Crab. That's the main fucking guy that I've been getting the source material from and
I've been
everything.
seeing so many fucking people talk
Uh,
about it.
but yeah, he I don't remember the full video, but I think it was going into the D&D thing a little bit and or D&D Beyond thing, and he was kind of like, if y'all get the chance, just cancel your subscription right now because this is the only fucking language that they're gonna understand.
Yeah,
And I mean, that's exactly how you deal with a corporation is the more
money.
money you put into it, the more they're gonna do it. The less money you do it, I mean, that's the only language they understand really. So that's the
Yeah,
only way you fight back on the situation is cancel that subscription. Yeah, because that's a fucking ridiculous amount of money for something like that.
which and again, the which everyone focuses on that one part, but that was like there's other tiers to description to the description. So
Yeah.
there are going to be that's just like the most expensive version, which is like some insane thing that I don't think anybody would really get anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
that and the potential that it's going to be the only way to get the homebrew stuff on D&D Beyond. That didn't make sense to me. That was weird.
Yeah.
Because you just
That,
upload whatever you want on D&D Beyond
yeah.
and share it and all that. So that would like destroy the whole ecosystem of the website if like you gate kept that shit and like locked it behind like a high subscription fee.
Yeah.
That'd be stupid. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
it which of course again so that all happened, and so I was like, Maybe I should go down to my local game store and get another Pathfinder book. which
Yeah, buddy. Uh,
which I was looking for a campaign book, so I have some trouble figuring out what all because I'm not just familiar with like the Pathfinder books and like what all they have. Which I do have the core second edition core player book or core rule book or whatever. That's like the DM book, player book of 2-in-1. And so I was like maybe I would just get like a campaign or something so I could like go through that and maybe we could just use that or something.
yeah,
I still need to get a bestiary. Um, but I think they release books kind of how earlier editions of D&D were. So a few months back, I got into a real big couple weeks of buying just all ton of D&D 3 and 3.5 edition books on eBay. So I have like
yeah,
most of them. And so Pathfinder, I think, released like that where they have books that are so they have just like numbered bestiaries like bestiary 1, 2, 3. I think that's all they got right now. And then they
yeah,
have player like expansion books for like other like classes, subclasses, and stuff that are focused on like groups of certain classes and things like that that are kind of themed. And then they do have campaign books, which I didn't see any at the store I went to. So I ended up getting this Impossible Lands book, which this is like I guess the best way to describe it that you would get is it's like the the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica book for D&D, where
yeah.
it explains like this region and like the cities, and it does have some player options and a couple bestiary entries. But I was like flipping through it and reading some of it. It's mostly just like a setting book. Like there's not really a campaign. You could use this to
Yeah,
make a campaign. I mean,
yeah,
it is a decent sized book. There's a lot of information. And actually, I was flipping through earlier, like right before we record this, because I only read the first like bit of the history of the area. The way this book is formatted is so good. So,
for Pathfinder.
well, just like for like finding information and rules. So the book just starts with like an introduction to like the setting to this region. So you know how like in so Dungeons and Dragons is set in the Forgotten Realms, and
Yeah,
then most of the stuff for fifth edition takes place around the Sword Coast. That's where
yeah.
like all the major cities are. Icewind Dale's like in the up in North Inland a little bit.
Baldur's Gate,
That's
all that.
all the main fifth edition things are on the Sword Coast. I think
Yeah,
Baldur's Gate's technically a different realm. Some of them are separate realms, but the majority of them
or
are
Neverwinter, I think is what I'm thinking.
yeah. I think Neverwinter is the forgotten like the main Sword Coast and all that. Yeah, that's Sword Coast and all that. Um,
Yeah,
so they're like that's where a ton of adventures take place. Their version is called of the Forgotten Realms is called Golarion, and then Possible Lands is like one section of it. And so this book not only details like the two like there's like multiple like kind of nations in it, and each like they're kind of like city state like states kind of size, but it details all their major cities. It has maps for major cities. It has key people, the type of races, a day in that city, a year in that city, like what goods are available there. Like so, like when you first get to the first page of like the nation, it lists here's the population, here's the kind of people there, here's the religion they are, here's all this, like a bunch of good information. And as you're flipping through the book, and this is just all throughout the book, there's sidebars that have really good information. Like one of the pages lists like it's like kind of the beginning towards history. Let me go to it real quick.
mhm.
Other other books that relate to this book that they recommend you getting. Yeah, it's a section on additional reading. So it tells me two campaign books set in this setting, in this area. It's got uh, a book that's called, they have a Book of the Dead, which is ties into this thing. So one of the cities is like 80% undead, and it, yeah, this book is really cool. And then it has like a couple other books that have like other information and that relates to it. One of them is like how this ties into the other regions and stuff. It details a whole war between two of the nations and the area between it. Um,
Dang.
oh yeah, so right before like the beast, there's only like a handful of bestiary entries in here. There's like stuff specific to this area, but it lists by city, like different creatures you would find in each of the major like nations, and
Yeah.
which book they're in and what pages they're on. So you know what books to buy and what pages you can find them on, just right there.
Bruh.
And even like going through like the different like class, like because there's a couple ancestry options, and I don't know if it's like a races or something, but something like that. And it says like, oh, you could find this other relate like adjacent information in the core rulebook on this page, or for they explain like the different races that are in the cities. So it's like, oh, these races you can find in this book and stuff. It tells you what book to buy and what page they're on.
God damn.
So you don't have to like look it up and try and figure it out. It just tells you right there. These are
You
available
know
in
how fucking
the
helpful
core
that would have
rulebook.
been
These
if
are in the
D&D.
advanced player's guide. These are in Bestiary 3, Bestiary 2. This is in the Book of the Dead. Like,
Bro, you know how helpful that would have been for D&D?
oh yeah. If it
Like,
just tells you like, oh yeah, if you want more information on this, just buy this book and this is where it's at.
I can't tell you how many times I had to go on fucking Google and type in, what's the turtle fucking race book in? And I was like, and apparently it's in like a fucking campaign book.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
no,
it's
that
like,
is. Like literally like
what's
this is like the first page of the Bestiary section of this book. And it just lists what book to buy, what page it's on,
huh.
for everything. And like it tells you, all right, this nation has these creatures. These are the ones found in the whole area. Like,
So it's like fleshed out to the fucking like
oh yeah,
core
dude,
then.
this is a this is a very good. It was a kind of pricey book. I mean, I paid full price because I bought it at a game store. I didn't buy it on like Amazon or whatever. So it was like $60. But like, there's a lot of.
That's worth it though.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's worth it. Damn.
I mean, and just like look at the fucking like art on the cover, dude.
So pretty. It's so pretty.
Because like this whole area is like kind of inspired by like a mixture of like Middle East, Indian, some Asian like cultures and stuff. Some
Yeah.
Egyptian is in there too, like Northern Africa type stuff. And I don't know, it's just like I said. So like the whole like history of that area was that there's these two. I think it's a necromancer and a wizard who
Ignore that finger,
have
everybody.
huh? Uh,
That fucking Lurie's fucking the group chat bubble
I saw.
popped up and I had to like move it and my finger went like
Yeah. Shh, shh.
oh
But
that's gonna be a show.
it's like it details like how the two major cities and their rulers, it's a wizard and a necromancer or something like that, that have been at war with each other for like on and off for like 1,000 years. And like it's a whole thing, dude. It's so cool. And like I was kind of like skimming through one of the sections about that undead city, that's like the necromancer guys area, and they were saying like, so yeah, like if you're just like walking around like most cities, you know, bump into somebody, they might say like, oh, go to hell or whatever, like screw you. This they might try and just eat you because non-dead and like humans are second class citizens and like slaves and stuff.
That's actually pretty fucking rad.
Yeah, and like
Like
oh
I
yeah, and
really
they like different cities stuff give you a race breakdown by percentage of like this percentage is undead, this percentage is human, this percentage elf, this percentage is this.
damn.
It explains like a whole day in the life of the city. Like it's so much information in this book. Like it's it's pretty cool. I definitely want to get like I think one of the campaign books might they don't really give you much information, but I think it might be an evil campaign. So
They have shit fleshed out for evil campaigns too.
well, it's one of the books it recommends. Let me get
More
back
than
to.
D&D, bro. My man's trying to convert me.
Oh yeah, it has a
Damn.
whole during like the whole part of the history. It has like years and like key events throughout, like a whole timeline on the side column. Yeah, it's called Bloodlords. Let's see. Takes player characters to the undead ruled nation of Geb, where the player characters play agents of the nation's insidious bloodlords. So a
Jesus.
potentially evil campaign, yeah. I definitely need to get that book and cop Bestiary and some other books. I want to get that Book of the Dead too, because the Book of the Dead has one of the things it has is a section on how to play undead characters. Yeah, I do some of the
Yeah.
recent D&D books. I do still want to do those. Like I still want to do. I really do want to do the Spelljammer stuff that I got, and
Yeah.
like there's like a horror theme book that I have, Van Richten's Guide to whatever the fuck Ravenloft. So I definitely do want to still do those at some point. We need to put together and
Oh
get those.
yeah.
But I mean, doing some shit in that would be fucking.
We could do a lot of shit in that.
And
Like there's
I
a
did
lot of
see
opportunity for
uh
that.
because I was watching some videos on just like basic like how to play stuff for Pathfinder, and so like for D&D you could go online and find like well there's D&D Beyond for like creating characters, but you can also just download on their website like the character sheets, and you could get like a printable version and like a PDF that you could edit. I don't know if it's official that they do it or if it's another person that made it, but they have a website you can go to with the character sheet, and as you do your skills or whatever, like your charisma, strength, and agility and all or whatever the fuck, uh, it fills in the rest of the sheet where they go. So you put in your scores, your ability scores, like strength, wisdom, intelligence, charisma, constitution, and then it auto fills out the rest. So like if you have like what is it a 12 strength, it all makes plus two, and then put your plus two in all the other spots on the sheet where it goes for like the digital version of the character sheet. Now
Mm.
they don't have like a D&D Beyond, but they do have that, which I thought was pretty cool. Because looking at the character sheet is very intimidating
Yeah.
when you first look at it. I remember when I got the core book, I was kind of skimming through it and looking at it, and it looks more intimidating because, which I kind of like this. Everywhere where your ability scores are, where like you would add it for like your weapons or this and that, it shows the breakdown of the math of how your ability, your modifier affects it. So when you level up and raise your modifiers, you could just go right there, and you don't have to like remember. Okay, this total number that I add, I have to. It goes up by one or this that. You can just go right there. It like breaks down everything. Let me grab that real quick.
God damn.
This is a fucking big boy.
Fucking monster of a book.
I know. Well, and this is another
It's so
thing
beautiful though.
with
Like
the
it's so
Pathfinder books.
beautiful.
As you're flipping through, it has all the sections listed on the side and what section you're on, listed in order. So you could easily find it, and you can see on the edge. I don't think the camera can barely pick it up, but you can see on the edge like where those sections are too.
Yeah.
But in the very back, before the glossary, I think, yeah, they have a character sheet. And when you look at it, it's pretty. It's a lot. There's a lot of boxes.
Damn. Yeah, that is pretty intimidating to look
But
at.
like this whole this is the skills box over here, and so it has all the skills listed and where you would like on D&D where you would just put like your +5 or this and that. But then it shows like when you look at it, it has equals, and then that's where you can put your dexterity modifier. Like for acrobatics, you can put your total in that box. But next to it, you have your dexterity modifier if you're proficient in it. I'm not sure what these are. If you have like an item or a piece of armor that affects it, you can list that. Like you could do the breakdown of the. It does the breakdown of the math. So that way, if one thing changes, you know what it is and you can go change it. Because if you're wearing armor that affects your dexterity or your acrobatics, and you swap it out for some lighter armor that doesn't affect it as much, you could change it. Like you don't have to remember to change it. You can just see on your sheet. Oh, it's right there that armor affects it.
Bro, Pathfinder won the fucking character sheet game. Like dead ass. And possibly even the book game. Like,
The books
well,
are
yeah, I'd say
pretty
they
sweet.
definitely won the book game. Like, I mean, when you flesh your shit out to that degree and being like, hey, this and this is in this book on this page of that book, like that's fucking nuts.
That being said, this book that's just like the Impossible Lands book that explains the just that region costs the same as the core rule book, which is a much bigger book. Um, but yeah, you definitely need to get
Need
you
to
one.
snag me a core rule book then. I need to
Yeah.
snag me a core rule book. Fuck. Yeah, because that literally just like that sealed the deal for me. I was like, oh man, this fucker's gonna convert me.
Yeah, shit happens, bro.
Does. But I mean, even if I do, like, I still want to get into Pathfinder.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think I'd ever be able to let D&D go though
No,
at the same time.
and that's the thing is like I don't know how well it goes with Pathfinder Second Edition, but I have all those 3 and 3.5 books. That is
Oh
like
yeah,
that's like 1-to-1 with Pathfinder First Edition, so I think it does for the most part crossover with Second Edition. So like we don't really need to get like a bunch of the expansion books. Like I'm gonna get some of the like the campaign book and the Book of the Dead to go with, and I do need to get a bestiary to go with those. But I mean, as far as like other classes and races and stuff and epic level stuff, I got all the fucking books, dude. That's
yeah.
what that's fifth edition books. That's all third edition books.
God damn.
So I have a whole shelf of them.
Yeah. I definitely want to get the fifth edition. Well, I think they're out of print right now, but
Which
I
one?
think that's just due to I think they swapped over companies. It's Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh.
Like, dude, their books are fucking beautiful looking. Like the cover on them,
Mm-hmm.
and even the I think there's even special editions for them. And fuck, dude, they look
I
nice.
need to. You need to come out here because the place where I went and I got the Pathfinder book. So there's two two shops that I go to out here. Like there's more than that, but the two that I like the most. One of them, which they both have a little bit of everything, but one of them has a ton more of the Warhammer stuff, and this one, the other one, has way more tabletop RPG stuff. So they have a whole section on D&D, a whole section on Pathfinder, and then a whole section on just other stuff.
Yeah,
So I mean they have like Starfinder too, but they also have like fucking Lord of the Rings role playing games. They got the Alien books. They got so many other ones. So
yeah.
they
There
might have
was one.
Vampire.
Yeah, there was one that was very sci-fi. Shadowrunner. That's another
Yeah,
one that I
I think
heard.
I've seen that they have that there.
I don't. I think it might be sixth edition. That was the last one that they worked on. I can't
I have no
remember.
idea.
I
There's
have
no
no
tip.
idea. But
It's so different with like other like a lot of these like other games compared to like D and
yeah,
D and like Pathfinder because Pathfinder kind of just similar to what D&D does, where they just have so many books they put out regularly. Whereas a lot of other companies, it's like every so many years they might just update an edition and maybe put like 1 or 2 expansion books out, and that's kind of it.
yeah,
Like I think
yeah. There
like
was one.
Alien only has like 3 or 4 books for the Alien game, and like same with the Star. Like some of the there's been multiple Star Wars role playing games over the years, but I think the recent ones there's only like 3 or 4 books. That's it.
Yeah. There was another tabletop I saw fucking forever ago. It was on Puffin Forest, one of his videos, and it was like superheroes and shit like that.
Yeah, there's a few different ones. I know there's actually so there's this one role playing system. I think it's called GURPS, where it's literally like generic role playing system, and there's different modules. There's like a superhero module. There's like a fantasy module. There's sci-fi. Like but there's been a couple. I do know what you're talking about because I do remember that video. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's a few different ones out there. There's those. There's which I don't know if this was like a just a fan. I think this was a fan made thing. I think I remember I looked it up. Puffin Force did the Pokemon TC Pokemon role playing game.
He did.
But
Yeah, I
I
forgot.
think that was like that's a fan made thing. There's not like an official Pokemon role playing game.
Yeah, no.
Um,
The Pokemon Company would probably never fucking do something like that.
no, I could see them doing that. I don't want to see why they wouldn't.
I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know. I could see it, but I can't at the same time, if that makes sense. Because they're so focused on like the video games and the trading card game. Even I think is it the Pokemon Company that did Pokemon Go? Or was that no, that was
They
Niantic.
Well, yeah, I mean, they licensed it out to do that, but I mean, they
Yeah,
own it and they control what happens with it.
yeah,
I mean, but I mean, they have fucking. But on top of that, they also got all the shows and movies, and they have the mangas and stuff.
yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't. They're a fucking multi-billion-dollar international, most recognized
I
brands of all time.
mean, the literally biggest fucking
I mean,
franchise to
it would
ever.
probably be kind of simple as far as like I don't know.
Yeah,
It'd be weird because you couldn't like honestly. I don't see how you could do like classes with it, but you could do you just have to have a essentially just a bestiary. There's a huge Pokédex, and
yeah,
how instead of leveling up your character, you would just level up your Pokemon, and
yeah.
you just have to say, okay, do you?
What region do you want to have the
Yeah,
campaign
well, yeah,
in,
I mean
or
that kind of stuff. But like, do you want it to be like the
like the Kanto
game where you
region or
have,
something?
or do you want it to be like the game where you have six, everyone has six Pokemon,
Yeah.
and so everyone has essentially is playing like six characters, or just everyone just has like one or two, or I don't know. There's certain things like that that would have to be figured out. But I mean,
You know what?
could be
That would
interesting.
actually be a really fun, like, little one shot.
Yeah, and yeah,
That's funny as fuck.
I think I remember a long time ago I looked up the rules that they used, and I found a PDF. I think you can find just a PDF of it online somewhere.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Um,
That'd
Speaking
be a
of Puff
lot of fun.
Forest, bro, he hasn't been uploading shit like the past
It's
year
been a while since I've even fucking watched him. Like,
because he hasn't been uploading
I'd
stuff.
imagine that he. Let me see. Let me see when his last video was uploaded, because it's been a while, I think. I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
he was
definitely
uploading very regularly, but yeah, 6 months ago, I
yeah.
think. Yeah. Yeah, then 9 months,
The
11
past
months, a
yeah the
year.
past like
Yeah.
year's been very scarce, and I'm not really sure why he hasn't said anything. I don't. And I don't. Yeah, I just don't know. It's weird. It's weird when some YouTubers do that. They just like slowly disappear, or they just don't say
Yeah.
anything.
I'm gonna check his Twitter real quick and see if he's said anything. I didn't even know he had a.
I don't think he. I
Oh
think I.
no, he's on Twitter. The last thing he posted was like a day ago.
Okay.
And if you, he's a Magic player?
He's talked about magic and stuff before. Yeah.
Yeah, because he posted a little thing 3 days ago about Ristic Study and everything like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, he's still around. He's just not on YouTube, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's got like a. I try to see if he had like another channel or something. Because sometimes you don't realize that like some people have like multiple channels that they do stuff on. And
Yeah.
so maybe I thought maybe he's fucking. I don't know.
Well,
Cause
Matthew Mercer follows him.
yeah.
I can't say I'm surprised. Um,
Let's
but yeah,
see.
speaking of like that actually just reminded me, speaking of Critical Role, kind of bringing it back to the OGL
Mm.
thing. I think a lot of people were waiting to see what Critical Role was going to say, if they were going to say anything at all. They did something, they did say something, but it wasn't like super in depth. It was just basically them saying like they support the tabletop RPG
Yeah,
community, and
it was pretty. I watched like a video, like a quick video or something on just part of it where they were, from what I understand, they were basically they didn't really say much. They said they support the community as a whole, and a lot of people think
yeah,
that they might. There's a chance that currently, right now, they may be under contract with some certain companies. They don't want to step on anyone's toes or offend anybody.
yeah.
But potentially campaign 4, they'll probably switch to a different game.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. Like after campaign three, we could probably see them switching over and doing
And
other
probably they could,
tabletop.
which I mean they've like I mean I don't really watch them that much, but I've seen that they between campaigns and stuff they just do like a bunch of one shots of other games and all types of stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like the next main campaign they'll probably switch to like Pathfinder or something like that. Or I mean
yeah.
who
Which
knows,
that'd be pretty much
they have their
like
own publishing company, so they might just make their own system. That
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
or they could use the Pathfinder's new what the fuck was it called? Open RPG creative license. Yeah,
Uh, Something like that, I think.
that's what
Yeah.
it is. It's like ORCL or something like that. Yeah, I was looked at my notes. I had it from last week. and so they could just use that but make their own version. Because I mean, he already made like so many like classes, variations of classes, and all types of
Yeah,
shit.
he's
Already
yeah,
has
he's
his own world and everything. So like, they've already done like majority of the work you would need to do for like a core rulebook set,
oh
basically.
yeah. Oh yeah, he's Matthew Mercer's already fucking wrote
Well, I
shitloads
mean, they've been doing it
of
for
shit.
fucking so long now.
Yeah,
Like, doing it, they've been doing it a long time.
yeah,
But I mean, they've already been
yeah,
like slowly moving like away from like the D&D's like official stuff. Like, one of the
yeah.
things that I saw like kind of talk about like, I mean, it's part of it, and there's various reasons of it because obviously if they want to put out like, because they have like like the comic book and like their own books expansions and the animated show on Amazon. Like
Yeah.
they can't use the official D&D stuff in that, so they have to replace. It's like I heard like I haven't watched, but like in the show, like a lot of the D&D spells they replaced with their own names of spells, and they changed certain character names and took out certain plot lines because it was D&D copyrighted
Copyrighted.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
So they could just be. It would just make sense to me if like in campaign 4 they just. They don't, I mean,
do
they don't have to say
another.
like what system they're using. I mean, they might probably will acknowledge it that hey we're
Yeah.
changing some rules and system that we're playing because like Pathfinder. So like the Pathfinder like action system kind of works honestly how we did it because we kind of didn't really quite do like the correct way for like as far as like movement and attacks and stuff.
Oh,
So
fuck no, we didn't.
so in Pathfinder, how it works is it's called the 3 action economy.
Yeah.
Every turn you have 3 actions, and there's different things cost. Most things cost 1 action to do, like movement costs 1, attacking costs 1. Certain spells and other things might cost 2 or maybe even 3.
Oh shit.
And certain like feats and stuff. I think it said most spells cost 2, and so you could, but if you wanted to, you could move 3 times and just like sprint way ahead of everybody, or you could attack multiple times. But I think they said if you attack multiple times, the second time you attack, you have some sort of disadvantage or modifier, like negative modifier, and then it's even greater if you attack a third time. So you could potentially get 3 attacks off. But I mean, it's kind of realistic where like if you try to like quickly swing your sword like 3 times, you might hit the first time, but it's gonna be harder the second and third time getting that off.
Yeah.
And I thought that's kind of cool. Like, and it's kind of more how we play. Like, where I'm like, hey, you didn't move, go ahead and attack 2 times if you want.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone has double attack
Yeah, pretty much.
with
House rules.
no disadvantage. I don't know. I'll change that next time we play D&D though. I'd make it
Yeah.
more,
Challenging.
yeah, or at least put like a disadvantage on doing it a second time. Like if you just go to
I think
attack
we've
twice.
done disadvantage. We just haven't been doing it a lot, or we
No, well,
forget
no. So like
it.
in D&D, you can move, and then you can attack once,
Yeah.
and then maybe and then do a bonus. Which they do have like bonus action reactions and stuff in Pathfinder as well, and then you could do a bonus action like if you have a bonus action. What I did was if you didn't move, you could just attack twice. That's not how the
Yeah.
rule works. If you didn't
Yeah, not,
move,
not at
you
all.
just didn't move.
Yeah.
You still only attacked 1 time,
Yeah.
unless you were like a fighter and had like a second attack or something like that,
Yeah.
or some type of multi attack. Um, I definitely do, especially now that Dojo might be changed. I need to make sure I could get them. Those what's it called? It's called like old school classics or something like that. I think they just call it like like RPG books, but it's basically this company sort of redid and made it easier to understand like the original Dungeons and Dragons rules for like basic like the original game and the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and like reprinted them and made like nice little books for them. I've been wanting to get my hands
Yeah.
on those, but I need to. It's called Old School Essentials. Is what it's called.
Ah.
And I definitely been wanting to really get those because there's some rules that I heard about from YouTube that I really liked that I wanted to implement into like Fifth Edition or and into Pathfinder as well. That I think will be really fun as far as like dungeon crawling, like how like it worked in like older versions of the game, and it was a little more to it than just going through a couple rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to implement that type of stuff. So hopefully not too long we can maybe do some
Get
D and
shit
D
rolling.
stuff, or just
Yeah.
or some Pathfinder stuff. Probably
Yeah,
D and D
dude.
first
Yeah.
because everyone has books for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Michael said something earlier in our chat about getting a camera here soon
Oh
or
really?
whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I did.
Or
I did remember. I did remember seeing it because I sent him a link to my web camera. Um, and he said one which if you just look up like web cameras on Amazon, there's like this pretty cheap one that's like $30 that says it's supposed to be pretty good, but he said that's the one he's going to get. We'll see. I saw
yeah.
he got like a mic and all that set up finally. So I don't know if you knew this. I knew this because just from the last time I went to his house for New Year's, how he was using a microphone on his PC, which I don't know. The only headset he had, he was using a headset, but the only headset he had was for a PlayStation controller, and so he would plug in a PlayStation controller and then plug his headset into that. I don't know how, and I don't think he had any Xbox controllers that had like a 3.5 mil jack. I think all any of his Xbox One controllers are like the original Xbox One controller, where it's just a proprietary jack. And I guess he doesn't have
Bruh.
any headphone jacks on his computer, so
Wait, what?
yeah, my computer doesn't have any headphone jacks.
Interesting.
Some towers just don't have it.
Maybe it's just all Bluetooth now or something.
No, it's not even that. They
Or
just
USB.
that's something that's like a feature on the towers, and just a lot of like your real because he bought a pre-built and like mine. I just bought like a really cheap basic tower. It just doesn't have it.
Interesting.
They just have like most towers are going to have a power button and a couple USB ports on the front. That's kind of it. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, I do have a headphone mic jack. I lied.
Please tell me.
I've never used it.
Yeah, because when I had my PC, dude, I had that's literally all I used for audio was the headphone jack.
Yeah, I mean these are it's a wireless USB dongle. So I just had that plugged in my computer. I could plug it into my Xbox or PlayStation if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Usually though, since both of those controllers for me have a headphone jack, it has I have a cable for it. So I just grab that out and just do that so I don't have to unplug or change nothing.
Yeah.
Because if you plug it in, it switches to that mode. Throw in the mic on it. That's why I like these. They have a detachable mic and detachable cord. Because on PC, I mean, I use this on my computer. Got that arm, son.
Bitch just came out of nowhere. It was just like,
Yeah, dog. Keep that motherfucking thing,
dang,
son.
yeah, boy. Oh shit. But yeah. I definitely want to start rolling some fucking dice again here soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's been far, far too fucking long overdue.
Oh yeah, just because we just haven't been able to play at all in a long time.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of playing stuff though, well, just other games. I did actually work a little bit on my Warhammer guys. I have them just sitting on my desk. Like I just rarely find time to actually do it. Usually during the week I'm just too tired. But I did a big thing as far as like putting together my death company that I've been wanting to do. So they have, I think I mentioned this last time, they have the option for jump packs or just the regular power packs that don't do anything special. But because
Mm-hmm.
jump packs cost extra, even though I'm probably going to use them most of the time, they cost extra points. So in case I want to not use them and use those points somewhere else, I magnetized them and I finished. I got them all magnetized, nice. So
Oh shit.
this is kind of the abdomen with a regular power pack on it.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Fucking
the regular power
sick.
pack. But I can literally just take it off and put on the jump pack.
Well, fucking shit. Damn, bro.
And I did it for all five of them.
I'd imagine those magnets are tiny as fuck.
3 millimeter.
God damn.
So let me see what's a good size comparison I could use for you. I don't know. I guess a fucking X-Acto blade tip. You can see it right there.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. And
And I'm
so,
guessing you just take like a drill bit and then lightly fucking.
well, I have what's called a pin vise, which is a little hand drill.
Oh, okay.
So I can, and it has different size drill bits from like super fucking tiny to the biggest one's a 3 millimeter. I think the biggest one that I have is a 3 millimeter.
Oh, okay.
I do have 5 millimeter magnets, and like that's how like the army painter sells them. It's a we should have a pack of them because I knew I was going to be using a bunch of them. I bought a second pack of them.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so that's actually, yeah, two things of the 3 millimeter. It comes with a bunch of 3 millimeter, and these are the 5 millimeter ones.
All right. Yeah.
You get 80 3 millimeter and 25 millimeter. Um, I use those three. I mean, also mainly I use the 3 millimeters a bunch because that's the biggest drill bit I got. So I'd have to get to like maybe like actual like my actual drill, those kind of bits to do the five. But I mean, so the bodies have like a little bump on the back where that magnet I put the magnet to line up the other packs, like the packs when you go to glue them on, so you line them up the right spot. I cut that
Yeah.
off, drill a little hole, which a couple of them, the abdomens are hollow, so actually some of them I did drill all the way through it to the inside to actually get it just deep enough to try to get them flush. But the power packs, I just had to widen the hole a little bit and make the edges of the hole deep enough to put the magnet and just glue them in. And then the jump packs, for whatever reason, the hole isn't a circle; it was the oval shape. So I did fill it in with a little putty above the magnet.
Oh, okay.
And you can barely see it's like a lighter color, not gray, right there.
Yeah.
And with that, I was able to get them all. They're not. I have trouble getting them all like nice and flat and flush, but luckily, the magnets in the bodies aren't flush either. They're kind of off kilter a little bit too. So I was able to
Mm-hmm.
pair them up with ones that counteract each other, so it looks like I put them flush. No, you're never gonna. No one's ever gonna notice it. I'm just gonna know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna know. So I had to do it. Um, but yeah, soon I'm gonna finish kind of gluing up the main assemblies, put the legs on, and then I'll be able to prime them. And those shouldn't take long to paint because I'm gonna prime them. They're gonna be black, and I'm gonna prime them black. And then I got some like dark gray and stuff that I'm gonna stipple on to make it look like there's other shades on the armor.
Yeah.
And then just detail colors. That's it.
Yeah.
But I'm
Hell
excited.
yeah.
I am excited.
Yeah.
Plus, they gave way more shoulder pads than I would ever need for them, which is awesome because they're all Blood Angels themed shoulder pads. So I could give those to my other units. So they all have like cool, unique shoulder pads.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty cool.
Fuck, man.
Soon you'll have to
Mm-hmm.
start working on your guys, man.
Yeah. I need to get the glue still and all that, which it shouldn't. Um. Yeah. No. Fucking Gorilla Glue shouldn't be that fucking expensive.
It's
I would
not.
hope
It's
not.
a couple bucks.
Yeah. That's what I figured.
Um.
Um. Yeah. I've
Well.
already got my fucking tools. I need paintbrushes. Is what I need.
Mhm.
Paintbrushes and glue, and then I'll be fucking set to go.
Mhm. And we could always. I mean, we'll just have to. One day you'll just have to have the weekend off here. Want to just come out here and chill for like a day or so. Go to the shops. You can bring those. I can help you put them together.
Hell yeah.
Cause I mean, I got everything. I got buku brushes and shit, and plenty of glue. They'll get at least get you started on them.
Yeah. Most definitely.
And you definitely have to maybe get you one of these Harbor Freight little organizers. They're like $6-7 to keep them in. I don't think I see like on the box they got that one guy that you could put that flag on it on his back. He would definitely be
Oh,
too tall with the flag on it. So
yeah,
if the flag, what we could do to make him fit is cut the flag stem and just put magnets, glue magnets there. So
yeah,
you can just take it off, or you don't actually have to put the flag on to begin with. I don't think.
yeah. I would just, well, yeah, he's pretty easy to pick out on who the fucking captain is, anyways, with the crotch banner,
Yeah.
as you could put it. But yeah,
Plus,
I think,
I haven't looked at that, so I don't know if there's any details actually printed on that flag. So you'd have to freehand paint it.
uh,
It's hard to
yeah, it
tell in the
looks like
picture sometimes. Um, the flag
yeah,
that
because it
come
almost looks like it's engraved into the flag,
so
but when I was
if
looking
it
through the box, it looked like it was stickers.
okay,
So I'll have to double check on
yeah,
that, but
because the flag that comes with my uh sanguinary guard guys, this flag, that's all detailed like molded on the flag. I just have to paint it.
yeah. Yeah, I think the only thing on his flag that isn't is the ultramarine
Ultramarines,
symbol.
yeah, yeah, that would suck if it was, because that's just a space marine unit. That's not an ultramarines unit.
Yeah.
So you can put whatever some. I mean, you have to obviously you can put fucking Templars, but
Yeah.
which do I have a Templars decal?
Which is gonna look, which would I
I
was actually
do.
thinking about. I was like, that's gonna be weird too, having the Black Templar symbol on there, and then having like the showing like ultramarine symbol at the same time. Because I
They
don't think they have, or do no, I don't think Black Templars have like that ultramarine symbol on them
no,
either. I think
no,
that's
no, no.
just
So
the
that because it shows it on their shoulder or something on the picture.
yeah.
That's all decals are painted.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That the Space Marines units don't come like that. Don't come with molded shoulders. Um, Mine came with Blood Angels because it's a Blood Angels unit. So
Yeah.
it makes sense that they would have all iconography of the Blood Angels and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
that's how the Sanguinary Guard is too. Well, there's all like for that specific to them, but like all my like regular intercessors and stuff like that, my regular units, it's all just smooth shoulder
Oh,
pads.
okay.
So you could put decals on them, or you could buy the upgrade little sprues of just shoulder pads and heads and use those instead. Because they do sell molded ones for like all the legions, pretty much.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Which actually, so they only did this for like two or so of the chapters, but they're probably gonna do it for more of them soon. Black Templars has like a full like big upgrade kit that comes with fucking different hands, heads, different special weapons, different shoulder pads, and a whole sheet of decals for Black Templars.
Hmm.
Whereas mine is like the older style where it's just like a handful of shoulder pads and a couple heads and like one or two weapons with like Blood Angel symbols on them.
Yeah. Yeah. The goal for my Warhammer goal as of right now, other than having like the kill team right now, is to have a big ass fucking Black Templar army.
Yeah, I mean,
Like that is essentially the end goal,
well,
unless I get to a
that's the
point like
stage two. Stage one is kill team, which you have one. You just got to put together and get the books and all that. Stage two is
getting that
uh
big ass army
get
up.
getting a two like 2,000 points roughly, which I'm over that, so I'm good. And then uh getting like your codex books, core rule book,
Yeah.
and then from there it's whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, I'm still like putting
Right.
very
I'm right, not gonna
slowly
lie.
putting these guys together, and I'm like, ooh, I wouldn't mind some other kill teams, and thinking about like other armies and like what would I do for like what would I want, what units would I want if I was to build another army and stuff.
Yeah.
On top of which I
Like
have,
yeah, that's been kind of like my thought because I was like, okay, like theoretically, let's say I get done with building the big ass Black Templar
hmm
army. Like what then? Like I'm obviously gonna want to switch it up every now and then and be like, hey, like get a second army or something. And I sat there and I was like, dude, I can't lie. The fucking Sisters of
I know
Battle
that's
are
one that
just
I really want one to. That's one of the
so.
ones that. So my thought process with like the whole group is like, okay, at first, just kind of let everyone choose their army, like what they want, try to make sure everyone has something different, so we all, we're not all playing the same shit. Even though you and me
Yeah,
are both playing Space Marines, you're doing Black Templars, I'm doing Blood Angels, so we'll have some unique units to us.
right,
But then when I was like, okay, let everyone choose what they want. But that's one that I'm probably going to buy some stuff for it anyway, too.
right.
not caring who else has who else has one.
As long as our first armies are fucking separate from one
Yeah,
another,
yeah.
like at
Second
that
second
point, you
army
can
is a
do
free
whatever the
game.
fuck you want.
Yeah,
Yeah, like if anybody in our group just goes, yeah, I think I might do some Black Templars, I'm gonna be like, nah, 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 nah,
no,
nah,
yeah,
nah,
yeah.
nah,
Oh
nah.
yeah, it's the
Hands off.
first army. It's the first army. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, nah, 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 hands off,
Hey
son.
man, there's like three other Space Marine legions that are black armor, bro. Let me show you to them.
Yeah, basically. Let's see, you got the Raven Guard over here,
Yeah,
like, which I don't even know if those even have newer models. I think it's just
they have
all
some.
older ones.
No, they. So I don't think they don't have a ton. They're not one of the ones that have a ton of like specific to them models. They have a couple. They have a couple characters and a few other things. But like there are certain legions that are way more fleshed out. Like the two probably most fleshed out ones would be Blood Angels and Space Wolves. And then,
Yeah,
I mean, Ultramarines. I don't think there's a they're used. I think there's a lot of older stuff that's specific to them. Um, and I mean, if you just kind of go through like over the years, they've released a sum for like all of them. But yeah, like
yeah,
certain ones, like just because they've always been super popular for a long time. Like Blood Angels has a ton of stuff, and there are ones that are like there are one ones that's way more fleshed out in the lore. So there's just more to do with them. Um,
yeah,
and they are hopefully getting those model updates pretty soon in a couple months. Whenever they announce the 10th edition, that'd be pretty sweet.
yeah, buddy.
Um,
Yeah, buddy.
but yeah, they have some that aren't too old, and that's the things like with Space Marines, they have full access to the regular Space Marine Codex. So
Yeah.
whatever's in that you could use, and there's old stuff and new stuff in that. So we'll see what they announce soon. I mean, they definitely looks like they're going to be doing those Space Marine boxes for like most of the legions at least. I mean, they have the first two already out, and they already announced the next four. We talked about that a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
And then hopefully I mean, that's six. They got 12 more to go if they do traders. I think it's 40 cases. They're probably not going to do the trader one, so that would be so six. So they got three more. I think. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
nine. Yeah. We'll see all
What
the
would you?
all the world eaters new stuff's getting ready to come out, so I'm sure I got Michael all excited about his stuff, dude. Like I showed him the websites and stuff for like Games Workshop to look at the models, and like
Yeah.
one of the first ones his eye was drawn to is this I forget what it's called. It's like a corn. Actually, I think it's their version of like just like one of like their big demon models. It's like $170 model. It's like this like big corn like tank centaur looking thing where the upper half's like a humanoid kind of shape with like a big
Yeah.
fucking gut cannon, and the bottom half's like tank treads and stuff. And he's like, "Oh fuck, dude, I'm getting that shit regardless if I can use it or not." So I'm definitely thinking, and I sent him a link to like the Warhammer community where they were showing off some of the new models because that's all getting ready to come out for like corn berserkers and shit. So he's all excited, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's gonna be world eaters,
Yeah.
bro. I can see it.
Yeah. Eventually, it'll get to the point where hopefully all four of us, you, me, Jordan, and Michael, can end up doing a 2,000 point battle,
Hmm.
1v1v1v1.
Oh yeah.
That'd
Or we could
be
do
fun.
fucking 2v2 4,000 point battles.
Fuck yeah, even better.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then I
I
mean,
guess it would obviously make sense for us to be on the same side
yeah,
then, since we're on Space Marines and Jordan's got Tyranids and then he's got
chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah, chaos Space Marines.
Yeah. I
So
fuck both you up for a living, son.
really, but the thing is though, there's no there's zero lore chance that the Tyranids that anyone would team up with Tyranids, because typically what happens
Yeah,
is unlikely alliances between armies happen when the Tyranids show up and they all join together to fight the Tyranids.
yeah, yeah. From what I understand, like Tyranids are the big bad evil guys of the fucking universe, pretty much. Like the big
They're
bullies,
all
pretty much.
well, and this is one of the fan theories that I like. That it's not officially, but it's just a fan theory that I think is really cool. Is that so there's like the in the core rule book and all that. There's like the map of the Warhammer universe that shows like the chaos warps torn through space, all the key planets and stuff, and
Yeah,
there's like unknown space kind of around it. As usually how like a lot of science fiction uh, universes are. They have like the known universe map, and there's like the unknown outer thing. One of the fan theories is that suggests that Tyranids have kind of attacked everyone from like every angle. So what the theory is that all the fleets that have come in and attacked and we fought are all just scouting fleets, and that we are 100% surrounded on all sides
by
by
Tyranids.
Tyranids, and that there is nothing else out there. That if you were to
That's
go
fucking.
go
That's pretty fucking
that's a
wild.
pretty cool
Yeah,
that's a pretty cool
actually.
fan theory. But yeah, that these are all just scout fleets that are ahead of the full
Yeah.
Tyranid hive
Wait.
mind that will
Yeah.
come and just wipe everything out at the end. In the end, it's all meaningless because the Tyranids win.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this though. Uh, the other day I was watching some like lore video or something. So somehow, uh, I don't know. This unintentionally happened. Michael and Jordan's armies both have rivalry with Blood Angels in the lore. There's a rivalry there. So Jordan's not so much. There's just like the hatred there is that so all the Space Marine legions, original legions, have like home worlds. That's like where they're from, where their Primarch was found, and all this and that. Uh, there was a prophecy that the Tyranids were going to destroy the Blood Angels' homeworld, and they did attack it, but we defeated them and sent them away. So
Yeah.
there's some beef there. They attacked our homeworld, and the prophecy says they're going to take it over one day. And then with Michael's, if this is more so just for Chaos Undivided Space Marines, not this is not like the World Eaters, but so the main War Master in 40k of the Chaos Space Marines is Abaddon the Despoiler. He's
Mm.
the guy who took over after Horus died, and
Yeah.
he looks a lot like Horus because he was one of his Space Marines, and certain Space Marines under Horus with his gene seed, they just look like him. That's like a thing. Like some of them just they're after they get the gene seed, they just kind of look like a clone of him almost. And there's a fan theory that people say he's a clone of him. Well, obviously in the lore, Sanguinius during the height peak climactic battle, Sanguinius boarded Horus's ship and they fought. And Horus killed Sanguinius. And when he died, that's what caused the Black Rage to go over the Blood Angels. So that's what Death Company is. So Blood Angels, every Space Marine Legion has like a curse, and originally the Blood Angels, their main curse is that they are literally bloodthirsty. Like they're
Yeah.
sort of vampiric, or they just like have a thirst for blood. But they have a second curse, and that's that when Sanguinius died, because they loved their Primarch so much that it sent out this energy wave, and they all felt it, and they all went for like a moment. They all went berserk in a berserker rage, and every enemy they saw Horus.
Jesus.
So we really, really hate Chaos Space Marines, specifically the ones under Abaddon and Horus. And so that's what Death Company. So that like happened during that battle, but then everyone they kind of like calmed down. But every Blood Angels, they're either going to die in battle, or they're going to succumb to the Black Rage, where they slowly go mad over time, and they have like I think one of the things I read it said something like it will start with like their dreams where they'll have these nightmares where they're all of a sudden they're in like 30k and they're in the middle of like one of the big battles during the Horus Heresy, and they're seeing like other Blood Angels that they might recognize from like legends and from like their scriptures and stuff, but have been dead for 10,000 years or 8,000 years, 9,000 years or whatever. and then they're like, it's almost like their dreams are real, and then slowly they start seeing every enemy they see all of a sudden turns into the arch traitor Horus, and they just slowly go mad and they just can't control themselves no more, and they just go berserk. And so when that happens, they leave their company and they join Death Company, where they remove their company symbol and just paint their armor black. That's Death Company.
God damn.
So that's the guys that I'm building.
Fuck, dude. Yeah,
So
I don't even know what Black Templars would be then. Like, I don't know what theirs is. I know they
uh
hate psychers or whatever. Like, if you have any kind of like magic ability, you're not allowed to be fighting alongside the Black Templars
yeah,
because they consider it like heresy and shit, or ungodly or some shit like that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the best way to find that information is to get the Black Templars Codex. That'll have all that information in it. I
Yeah.
mean, reaching in my magic pocket of the ground right next to me, my Blood Angels Codex. I mean, you can see like
Okay.
it's like super thin,
Yeah.
and I mean, yours is gonna be like mine, where like just like the back little section is all like the Codex type like specific units. Like that's like literally like just this little back section. And this is
Yeah.
all like lore stuff pretty much.
God damn.
And so it goes into all that stuff. It goes into like how their chapters organized, like the main characters of and like leadership of the Black Templars and stuff, and like all their history. Goes into all that.
Fuck
You
yeah.
gotta start looking up some Black Templar lore videos, bro.
I do. I do.
So you can know your home
I need to get to know
world.
my army.
Huh?
I need to get to know my army.
Yeah, you gotta know who your Primarch is. I don't know who the fuck your Primarch is. Oh, yeah, actually, I don't know who the Black Templar Primarch is. It's not Lionel Johnson. That's the Dark Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck the Black Templar fucking Primarch is. There's fucking
Uh,
18 of them, so you can't remember them all.
who was Black Templar? The Black Templars are a loyalist second founding Space Marine chapter derived from the Imperial Fists.
Oh, that's right.
Seed and their Primarch is Rogel Dorn.
That's right. Oh, I forgot. Black Templars are not original Legion.
Yeah, they came after
Yeah,
the
so after the Horus Heresy, all the 9 loyalist legions were all broken up,
yeah.
and
The Black Templars are pretty much
so they're
the
Imperial
exact
Fist.
opposite of what the Emperor wanted out of a military.
So they're Imperial Fist. I didn't realize they were Imperial Fist. Oh damn. I
Yeah,
wonder if that means you could use Imperial Fist units. There's not many.
probably. You see, Imperial
Hmm.
Fists.
I don't know if they have their own codex, supplement codex though. They probably do. Yeah. Huh. The more you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually kind of amazing that they gave them so many, because there's not many second founding chapters that have that much
No,
stuff.
no.
I mean, I know one of the ones that's pretty big, that used to be big, like in the earlier editions of Warhammer. I don't know if it's still that big now. Was the Crimson Fist. Those are Ultramarines, successor chapter. Um, Blood Angels. They had one that they had a character for, but that was kind of it. Called the Flesh
Yeah.
Terrors. Which he's just in the Blood Angels book. They don't have their own book. Which they actually stopped making that character. They don't have him on the website anymore. They took him off a few months back actually. Gabriel Seth of the Flesh Tears.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I didn't realize that
Yeah.
Black
If anybody
Templars.
wants to know what Oh Boy looks like,
Oh, yeah,
that's him right.
Rogadorn's pretty cool. He has that's like the same stance as his Horus Heresy model, because
Yeah.
all the Primarchs have models in Horus Heresy.
Oh, there's
Um,
some deviant artwork.
I bet he's pretty jacked.
Well, it's actually not even NSFW. It's just
Oh,
him with like the helmet on. I'm
oh,
guessing.
yeah, yeah,
I was when I
and
saw deviant art, I was like, this is gonna be some. This is gonna be some shit.
yeah, yeah. I know Imperial Fists are pretty popular. That's what
hmm
on YouTube that dude Chapter Master Valrak, his whole thing is That's what his army is. That's Chapter Master Valrak is an Imperial Fist character that he named his YouTube channel after.
Yeah, because like the
The Sons of Dawn.
yeah, because I mean, fucking Black Templars don't even stick around the main headquarters or anything. They're always off like light years away, fucking storming planets and
Yeah,
wiping
it's.
them.
I mean, it's kind of how like most of them are. I mean, they. I think even a lot of the successor chapters have a home planet that's like their home base. But I mean, most
Yeah,
of them are just flying around doing shit. Um,
yeah,
really, in the
yeah,
lore, they don't really move as an. None of them, almost none of them, really move as an army. They're just kind of because of one single space marine is such a big deal that they're like an army unto themselves. So they're usually like in squads or like
yeah,
individuals. Um,
yeah. Black Templars are like, fuck that. We all go together.
yeah, I mean, and most of them like the main part of the army probably sticks together, but
Oh yeah, but yeah.
typically in
They
most of
stay
the
considered.
books, except for the Horus Heresy books, because that's all Space Marines fighting each other. But in most of the other like most of the 40K books, when Space Marines show up, unless it's like a big fucking deal, there'll be like just a handful of them.
Yeah,
I mean, shit, going into like the successor chapters, I mean, because like the core Space Marine book has a section on successor chapters and kind of lists some of the prominent ones. But then each one of these kind of books list all the ones for that chapter, all for that like if it's a founding legion. So yeah, Flesh Terrors. Oh yeah, that's the guy Gabriel stuff that has his own model.
oh yeah.
He has like a
Fucking
a fucking massive chainsword. Yeah,
fucking
these are
right.
all that's all successor chapters.
Yeah.
Which some of these would fucking suck to paint. Fucking Angel Sanguine, it's half red, half black.
Oh fuck.
There's a couple like I think they all kind of have one that's like that, where it's like half colored, and some of them are just completely different. Like most of them are some shade of red, either with like a black or white accent, some maybe gold details, or some one of them, Angel's Pentanet is all black pretty much. But then you have the Lamenters, which they're kind of a joke in the lore because they just get shitted on every time.
Yeah.
They've almost gone extinct multiple times. Uh, they're bright yellow, and then
How to
yeah,
be an easy target.
which I don't. This doesn't really make sense for that. This doesn't fit with Blood Angels at all. There's the Atlantean spears, which are a turquoise, but because like most of them, so Blood Angels, most of them are Angels in Carmine, Carmine Blades, Angels Vermilion, Blood Drinkers, Angels Sanguine, Knights of the Chalice, Flesh Eaters, Flesh Terrors, shit like that, Blood Dragons, but Blood Scythes. But then you have Atlantean Spears. Motherfuckers, we going to Atlantis now.
Jason Momoa gonna be riding alongside him.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, some of them have more models than others. That's just how it is. Um,
Yeah. I know for this edition, Black Templar's got a lot.
yeah, they most of the Black Templar stuff is new. Um, and I think like last edition had a couple like new things. Like I think every edition they do some new a couple. There's always gonna be new Space Marine stuff.
Oh yeah.
Always. A lot of it's gonna be core stuff, but there's gonna be new chapter stuff if they're doing a focus on that chapter. I mean, there's shit. Then this next coming edition is gonna have right before the end. It's gonna have new Dark Angel stuff, and then we're gonna get new Blood Angel stuff.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the Dark Angels, they're getting a new model for one of their characters. He's getting a new book, and they're getting a new model for him, which looks pretty cool. And then they're getting their Primarch back. Well, that's the rumor, is that their Primarch is coming back. Um, which would be pretty cool because right now in 40K, there's one Primarch around,
Yeah.
Robert Guilliman from the Ultramarines. Out of the 9 loyalists, there is one. The traitors are getting their third with the world leaders, with Angron coming back.
Yeah.
And that's not including Abaddon, which, though he's not as strong as a Primarch, he's pretty damn close in size and in strength, almost.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to have some more loyalist Primarchs out there. There. There's weird lores, like, so a lot of them don't necessarily die. They sort of die, go missing in action. Like Lionel Johnson, the Dark Angels Primarch, has been asleep since like the Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
Something happened to him, and he went into like a deep slumber, and it's like in a tomb or something somewhere. And so that's like the big thing is that that's what the dude Chapter Master Valorac's been talking about for like weeks now, and like maybe even months, is that he's coming back because he's got like sources and stuff, and like he's like one of the big like channels for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they have been like teasing it and stuff, and then yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Sanguinius is coming back anytime soon. It's kind of a key part of his story is being killed in battle. Though it's weird. It's fucking Vulcan, who's the salamanders. Apparently, he's like died multiple times and come back. They just
Yeah.
they just have to like find all of his pieces and put them back together, and then he's back. Is I believe that's good.
Hence why the way he
Or
looks
like
the
or no, something. No, that's just part of his gene seeds. Why he looks was why he's like charcoal black, because their whole thing's fire and their planet's on fire, and that's like their thing. But like no, I think something happens, and like when he dies, and he like gets teleported away and loses all of his memories. It's like happened like twice already, and they literally have to just find him and they could fix him.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah,
Yeah, I wonder if there's like a bigger plot behind that of like why more Chaos Primarchs are coming back versus
oh well, I think it's because well, part of that's because like the lore thing is that the ones that have come back have fully ascended to demon Primarch, so they're demons.
uh
Um, which so there's 4 of them that are like the 4 that are to specific chaos gods, and so we already have um Nurgle, which is Mortarian. That's the guy with the big scythe. We already
yeah.
have Zeech with Magnus the Red. He's like the big. They both have like huge wings. We're getting
Yeah.
Corns, which is Angron, and then there's no model for it, but everyone already knows Fulgrim of the Emperor's Children he's a half snake man demon for Slanesh, and
Uh
he's out there somewhere.
just out there somewhere is doing
him
Slanesh
him and his
shit.
Emperor's Children are raping some planet somewhere, and they're perfectly content with what they're doing.
Probably. He probably even helped out the fucking Dark Elves a little bit and been like, hey buddy.
They're probably
Like
just raping each other,
one big orgy of some shit going on.
doing crazy space drugs. They're smoking orc.
Yeah, basically. Oh shit, what time do we got? Oh fuck, I just thought about that.
We are at an hour 20.
Oh
I do have
fuck.
to cut a couple minutes off the front because I started recording like really early.
Oh, alright.
What else did I want to talk? I did want to talk about anime for a minute. Um,
Word.
I started Vinland Saga season 2.
How's it going?
It's the fucking shit, dude. And they're actually releasing it weekly. So I've only seen the first 2 episodes. I rewatched all of season 1. Totally worth. Um, I'm very excited for where season 2 goes. It's because everyone always I haven't really read much of the manga, but everyone always says that season 1 that's the prologue for Vinland Saga, and then it just completely changes after that. So I'm excited for that. That's kind of where I'm at.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went on my break for anime and I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, dude, I might just have to fucking
Yeah,
grind some shit out.
yeah. And I did start. Well, I restarted Oh, there's a lot of just because right now there's a lot of new stuff coming out. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna find something that I can watch to just because I got used to fucking because I binged all of Vinland Saga, so I was like, okay, I need something else to kind of fill that time to watch a lot of. And I've seen bits and pieces of Yu Yu Hakusho. That's the show I decided to go with. It's like 100 something episodes. Um, and I tried rewatching it, like watching it from the beginning, like a while back, and I didn't get that far enough to get distracted by something else. But I restarted, and the first episode is actually really good. I mean, it's older, kind of goofy anime, but it does kind of hit you in the feels in a certain scene. But it's pretty
Yeah,
good.
they like
I'll watch more of it, and uh, yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I got. You got any?
uh,
Uh,
no, I think that pretty much
Pretty
had
much
it
does
up
it.
for. I'll save the other ideas for next episode. So
Alrighty.
stay tuned, everybody.
Yes,
Stay tuned.
yes, yes,
And
sir.
be sure to follow us on all of our
Social
socials
media,
down
our other
below.
channels, like, comment, subscribe, all the good
Yep.
stuff. We got Castle
Because while
Crashers number. Oh, don't want to do that. Castle Crashers number seven's coming out next week, and then we got
Yep.
one more, and then after that's the finale, and then we're going on to something else.
Yep. Big plans. And yeah. So yeah, just be sure to follow us down there for when we aren't here on the channel. As of right now, it's just 2 videos a week. May change, we don't know yet. Still
Mm.
working everything out channel, but
Also,
do
we're just
stay
making
tuned.
sure we actually keep up the schedule of the 2 videos a
Yeah.
week, Sunday and Monday. Sunday's when the podcast comes out, and then Wednesdays when the Let's Plays come out.
Yeah.
And once we really get that rolling, and we could try and add more to it.
Yep. Absolutely. And yeah, thank you everybody for sticking around and watching the episode. And leave some thoughts down below in the comments of what you think of the whole OGL and Warhammer 10th edition stuff. Like to know. Be sure to hit
Mm-hmm.
us up. Catch you guys on the flip side.
Oh yeah, dark